You've probably heard of Charlemagne. But what did he actually do? To understand who Charlemagne is, let's look at Charlemagne's father, Pepin the Short. In 751 AD, Pepin the Short deposed the Merovingian king Childeric III and crowned himself king of the Franks, becoming the first king of the Carolingian dynasty. The Merovingian dynasty had been ruling over Gaul, modern-day France, since the 5th century, and had filled the power vacuum left by the fall of the Roman Empire. By the 8th century, however, the kings had no real power, with the real power lying in the mayors of the palace. Pepin's father, Charles Martel, held this position and began a slow takeover. When Pepin died in 768 AD, his kingdom was split between his two sons, Charlemagne and Carloman. The two brothers tried to keep the peace, although many of their closest advisors wanted an all-out war. This didn't end up happening, as 3 years later, Carloman died and left Charlemagne the sole ruler of the Frankish territories. He set about expanding his empire and conquering much of Europe, eventually creating the Carolingian Empire. By the time he died, in 814 AD, he had conquered much of modern-day France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and Italy. Charlemagne was a massive proponent of Christianity, spreading the religion to traditionally pagan regions of Europe. He established churches and monasteries all throughout the lands he conquered, and used the hierarchy of the church to maintain control over his kingdom. This close relationship with the church resulted in him being crowned Emperor of the Romans by Pope Leo III in 800 AD, a title that would eventually evolve into that of Holy Roman Emperor. Charlemagne also had a lot of children. He was married 5 times and had relationships with several concubines. Overall, he had 18 children, with all the current European monarchs being Charlemagne's descendants. In fact, anyone who is European or of European descent is descended from Charlemagne.